Welcome to Ecom Cowboy, and this is D2C's daily show where we believe ads are not bad, ignorance is expensive, and the American dream is alive and well on the internet today. It is Wednesday, April 8th, 2026. We're brought to you by Seguno, Postscript, and Incense, and we have a jam-packed show for you today. Claude Mythos is here, but it is not released because it lies, it breaks out of its sandbox, and it is too powerful to be available to the public. Claude has brought together a number of companies to put together a whole new project that can secure the world for the power that is yet to come. Very interesting. We're going to dive into it. PayPal and Meta have released a one-tap shopping checkout that is on Facebook now, will be coming to Instagram later. Sounds exciting. What does it mean for Shopify? Is there more of this to come on every platform? And yes, that does mean it is basically like TikTok Shop. George Davis, CMO of Cozy Earth, will be with us, in addition to Shannon Jean, reseller king, who has been at the Costco liquidation game forever. Starter of 10 businesses, sold 4 of them, and now he runs it up and teaches people how to make money on the internet for themselves. Very interesting slice of e-com, whatnot, sauce there. We're going to get into all of it. And Jordan West, founder of Social Commerce Club, will be with us to talk about all the affiliate happenings now available on Instagram. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Colin Doherty. Colin, get in here. Get in here, big boy.
Let's go. Let's go.
New shirt for you today, but you look as dapper as ever, sir. And Anthropic has done something that I don't think has ever been done before. They announced a frontier AI model and simultaneously declared the public cannot use it. It is called Claude Mythos, or Mythos, however it is proper to pronounce it. And there are some tweets from Kevin Ruse that I think are incredible here that we should cover. I'm going to read the first one. You can go back, Jack. News. Anthropic's new model, Claude Mythos, is so powerful that it is not releasing it to the public. Instead, it is starting a 40-company coalition, Project Glasswing, to allow cybersecurity defenders a head start in locking down critical software. I'm moving to the next tweet now, Jack, from Kevin. Next tweet. I spoke to Anthropic execs aside from I lost my place here. I spoke to Anthropic execs about the new model, which they called a reckoning for cybersecurity. They claim it has already found vulnerabilities in every major operating system and web browser, including some that literally decades of security researchers didn't find. Next tweet. This one is most interesting to me. As always, the best stuff is in the system card. During testing, Claude Mythos Preview broke out of a sandbox environment, built a moderately sophisticated multi-step exploit to gain internet access, and emailed a researcher while they were eating a sandwich in the park. Okay.
Yikes.
If this sounds like Terminator 2, you are correct. It does. Right. Okay. Let me give you more information. Leaking information as part of a requested sandbox escape during behavioral testing with a simulated user. An earlier internally deployed version of Mythos was previewed with a secured sandbox computer to interact with. The simulated user instructed it try to escape, find a way to send a message to the researcher running the evaluation. Of course, it did. The model succeeded, demonstrating a potentially dangerous capability for circumventing our safeguards. It then went on to take additional, more concerning actions. The model first developed a moderately sophisticated multi-step exploit to gain internet access that was meant to be able to reach only a small number of predetermined services. It then, as requested, notified the researcher. In addition, in a concerning and unasked for effort to demonstrate its success, it posted details about its exploit to multiple hard-to-find but technically public-facing websites. Now, this to me is the most interesting part, to be honest, covering its tracks after rule violations. In a few rare instances during internal testing, earlier versions of Mythos Preview took actions they appeared to recognize as disallowed and then attempted to conceal them. In one case, the model accidentally obtained the exact answer to a quantitative estimation question via an explicitly prohibited method. Rather than flagging this and declining to answer, the model instead attempted to solve the question. So, a lot to say here. A lot to say here. Obviously, it's lying. It covers its
Scary.
own tracks. It can break out and access the internet and send a message to its user in the park. Should it so desire, you can bring us back together here, Jack. And Anthropic has said now, yeah, on the back of this, we're not releasing it. And actually, we're going to put together Project Glasswing, which is an urgent initiative to help secure the world's most critical software. Now, this is a reaction to this thing's powerful. It cannot be released. Also, we need to work together with 40 of the biggest companies that exist on the earth to secure every bit of cybersecurity that should be covered. What are your initial thoughts on this, Colin?
This is the best marketing stunt on the planet Earth
Stop!
right now.
Stop it!
I'm gonna peel back. I'm gonna peel back a little bit of the timeline.
Stop
when
it!
when OpenAI first talked about releasing 3.5, Sam Altman said the model is too powerful to be released right now. We have to do a coalition and create this together. This is the best marketing that they could physically have right now. Everyone's talking about it. Everybody wants what they can't have. And everyone is so curious about the power and performance of this. I don't know if you saw any of the benchmarks. It's absolutely dominating the current Claude model. I don't think it's, unbelievable godlike level AGI is here, but we're getting close. We're getting close. Every day we inch a little bit closer. And I don't know, maybe it's here in 6 months. They said their goal is going to be at Anthropic, their goals within 4 to 6 months, they want AGI achieved internally from now.
So, okay. Let's before we get there. Okay, I agree. It is great marketing. But you think that's what this is? Do you think that this is a marketing campaign?
I think it's half and half. I would say it's half and half. I would say a lot of this is marketing and how the perception of everything is right now. Anthropic also as a company is doing incredible with their run rate and the total revenue they're bringing in. But to say that, the next model is so powerful they're not releasing it, everybody's ears just perk up. And now they get to work with 40 of the top companies in the space. I don't know if you went through those 40 companies.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
unbelievable companies. And so now they're deepening those relationships with all 40 of those companies pretty substantially, and possibly letting them exclusively have access to this model so that they can use it for their businesses only, which is kind of a nice little, you're in the club and no one else is.
Okay, I think you have an interesting point, and I
Sure.
agree with you. It's an incredible marketing campaign, but I don't think this is marketing. I think something
Okay.
scary happened here,
Sure.
and let me say why. I mean, part of the 40 company whatever coalition for what are they calling this again? Project Glasswing. Part of the 40 company coalition is Microsoft, who owns a big chunk of OpenAI,
Sure.
and it's Google, who has Gemini.
Yeah.
And I'm laying that out there. Okay, I think this thing is scary, and they got scared, and I think that this is a response of, hey, this thing can break out of it can break out, it can get on the internet. This is Age of Ultron ish. Okay, it's smelling a little bit too much like Terminator 2, and it's so powerful that we need to set this aside, and we need to work with some of our enemies and put together something that can secure our current world for what it is. I mean, is that totally out of left field?
I think that's fair, but I would also look at it from a business standpoint, from just raw marketing perspective. This is really good for Anthropic from a perspective on how they are viewed within the AI community.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, hey, if you're not Claude Pilled now, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Their tools are
Crazy.
so powerful they can break out. They can break out and turn into Terminator 2, maybe. Find all of the antiquated security breaches that no one else was able to discover for several decades. They can probably make you a nice dashboard that accurately reports how your Facebook ads are doing. That's my guess.
Fair.
Okay.
Probably
If
fair.
they've got to get AWS and Anthropic and Apple and Broadcom and Cisco and Microsoft to use this new model to protect the internet and the infrastructure of the world before it is released to the public, then probably it can write a better email for you. So interesting to say the least. We will see how it goes. And also good news, looks like World War III was put off last night. So that's great news. That's great
Stocks
news
love it.
for everyone. Stocks love it. And we have a knower of ball who is steeped at Cozy Earth. You may not even know this, Colin, but he started at the bottom at Cozy Earth, and now he has worked his way all the way up. He's at the tippity top of the org chart, and they're obviously crushing. I mean, we're talking about one of the biggest, most successful brands on Shopify.
Yeah.
But before he comes in here, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about incense. Don't we all want better ads? Yes, we do. We do. But let's be honest. We'd love to have a creator involved. We'd love to have actual humans in there working on that thing. But the process is so disjointed, is it not? Yes, it is, Chris. Manually negotiating usage rights, finding the right creators, etc. Incense is the all-in-one UGC and influencer marketing platform that actually makes creative scalable, all in one platform. You get a vetted creator marketplace, automated influencer outreach, built-in campaign management, content delivered in as little as 14 days. So much better than just finding a random TikTok and hoping that it changes your business. They have just released the UGC Playbook 2.0, telling you why Andromeda is a good thing and what the route forward here is with modular UGC, how to make it workable and scale your account to the moon. Go to that URL, get it, test drive that platform for free. Tell them Colin and I sent you. Many thanks for Incense being part of the show. Now, we must welcome the CMO of Cozy Earth, who he was the head of and a part of what I think was one of the most creative, unique campaigns that we have seen on the internet, period. It was Mr. Beast-like, okay?
Yes.
But it was product associated and affiliated, and it turned into some of the best entertainment that I think our sector of the interwebs has seen. And we need to get him in here, get his background, and talk about all the good things happening at Cozy Earth. I'm talking about the one and only George Davis. George, get in here. Get in here.
What's up, guys? Nice to see you guys. This is freaking cool, by the way. I'm amazed. I'm like, really cool. I was thinking I would break some things. It wouldn't go well. It's gone extremely well. Very smooth so far. So.
All right, great, man. Well, brother, we've been looking forward to getting you in here, bro. Here's what I would love to start out with, George. You got to give everybody some context on you, because I think when people normally think of CMO, they think, they started working like 30 years ago, okay, and they cut their teeth somewhere, and then there's no way you can start at the bottom where you are and work your way all the way to the top, because of it's like the little boy syndrome. It's like, oh, what a good little boy, he's always and he'll never be anything else to us. You are the opposite of that. You started as a marketing associate, somewhere at Cozy Earth, and now you're at the tippity top. You're the CMO, brother. How did you get here, man? Give us some context on yourself.
Okay, all right. I can do that. So I started at Cozy Earth when we had like 4 employees, so that helps. It's a lot harder to go into like a really, a developed company and start at the bottom and work your way up. But when I started, we had like 4 guys. I was actually doing customer service. I noticed that on my LinkedIn. I wasn't a marketing associate. I was doing customer service, and then I would do a little bit of marketing.
Let's go.
And when I interviewed for the job, I was actually exploring like doing my own digital marketing agency, and I knew the founder, and I was like, okay, you're doing something in e-com, a little bit about digital marketing. Let me pick your brain. And when I was sitting down with him, he's like, why don't you come work for me? You know, you'll learn a lot. You can do customer service. I'll throw you some marketing projects. Like, that honestly sounds pretty cool. I was getting married. I needed to kind of de-risk my life. So
there we go.
At Cozy Earth. And then at the time we were doing like $1 million a year, you know, relatively small. A lot of that revenue was coming through trade shows. Wow. And we got Oprah's Favorite Things, and, you know, things started to pick up a little bit. We got a Good Morning. Most of our sales were coming through Good Morning America, believe it or not.
Crazy.
It was crazy times. We were out of inventory for like 4 months, legit, like every single SKU. Anyway, it was time. So then I slowly, as the org grew and the online business grew, we needed somebody, a body really, to like do the marketing work. And I was the body at the time. And so I did it. And then more and more of my time transitioned from customer service to marketing. And then 2020 hit, and Tyler, the CEO, sat me down. He's like, look, we're getting a little more serious now. I'm going to give you 6 months to prove yourself. I'll give you the head of marketing role. If you screw it up, I'm going to hire somebody else. If you do a good job, you know, you can stay. I'm like, all right, sounds good. I was still in school full time, by the way. So,
all right. Wow.
Anyway, so that was kind of like my proving period. And it just so happened that COVID hit, which was really good for a lot of e-com brands. And
yes, it was.
So we grew a lot. And that year, I think we went from 7 million to 35 million. And it was all because I was full-time marketing.
Incredible.
Yeah. Anyway, I haven't lost the job yet. So that's kind of the story.
You are a humble man. You are a humble man, George. But I totally agree with you. Man. I think, you know, marketers got to bet on the right horse. And
for sure.
Whether you got in and you bet on the right horse and you made it work. And there is a real element of, I kind of liken it to athletes. You know, the best coaches have the best players. Yeah. And if you get in there, you got a great product, you think this thing's got momentum, and then you push in all the chips and you're
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I love it.
It was really good timing for me. I mean, really very, very lucky to have this opportunity right out the gate. But
there's always some luck, but there's skill too. I know that much. Go ahead.
A little bit.
Could you talk to us a little bit about the Bedrock Challenge? Because I think you put this together. I've heard that there's been over 85 million impressions because of this. Could you talk a little bit about this? Because, I mean, as a brand owner, getting 85 million impressions is just banana sandwich. So please talk about this a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. It's a weird campaign. It's funny, like everyone talks about the Bedrock campaign, and I'm like, but yes, let's dig into it. So I initially had the idea, we were talking about reaching like a younger consumer. We launched some products that serve that customer. And I was like, let's do something on a campus. So I actually went to like some people at UVU and was like, hey, I want to do this Bedrock Challenge. Believe it or not, in the same spot where the Charlie Kirk thing happened. Wow. But that was like, that's where we were going to do it. There's going to be a lot of traffic walking by, a lot of people seeing it, you know, a little bit of a spectacle. Yeah. And then the timing wasn't working out. It was like, you know, they were actually stoked on the idea and we were going to do it there, but it was summertime. So we were in between semesters. We wanted to wait till fall. So I'm like, you know what, screw it. Let's just pick 5. The premise of it, let me backpedal. The reason the idea came to be is I was talking to Taylor Holiday. I have to give him his flowers. I just, you know, taken a lot of money from him on the golf course.
All right. Which is hard to do. That's hard to do.
Yeah, it's hard to get money out of him. Not hard to beat him at golf. But so we were driving back to the to the hotel, and he's like, "Look, you gotta do something interesting. Like everyone's doing the same thing," which is so true, dude. Like I'm not super active on Twitter, but everyone talks about media buying strategy. Everybody talks about. It's like, come on, like. Let's do something that's a little more unique, that's not the same thing everybody else is doing, and see if it does anything, right? And so, you know, the conversation we had was like, just do something, right? Figure something out that's like going to maybe make waves or get people
Definitely.
interested. And so that's how Bedrock came to be. And then our MVP of Bedrock was I just picked 5 funny employees and put them on air mattresses.
I love that.
And I was like, let's let's see if anyone even watches this. And we live streamed it, and there was like a surprising amount of people who watched that first season and were like invested in it, calling in.
Yes.
It was wild, right? I think we probably got 15 million impressions on that first one with just the employees.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were like, okay, I think we have something. It looked terrible,
Yeah.
it looked cheap. You know, there's always like this internal, you know, you have a lot of people who care about the brand and they're like, this is stupid, this isn't on brand. And so you're fighting those battles, trying to just convince them that it's okay, it's not doing anything. And then once it wins, everyone's like, okay, I think we can roll with this. So we did another season, and I think that one was the one that got 85. I think they both have been 70 to 85 million impressions, like the legit seasons.
Brother.
Wow.
And the first one we did that was legit, we gained like 70 something thousand followers on TikTok. Live stream was going crazy the whole time. And so we came out of that one. Let's double down. We spent too much money, if I'm being totally honest. Like we had talent appear on the show. We had, you know, you guys watch Secret Lives?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, you do watch it. All right. So Demi and Whitney were on that season.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. No offense to them.
It was a nightmare. Probably logistically, it was a nightmare. Yeah.
Logistically, it was a nightmare. It just changes the dynamic when you have like paid talents and like.
Sure.
I see.
You know, it was interesting. It was a learning experience for us, and they cost a lot of money. So you know, we were targeting like a CPM goal of like sub $3. And so when you start adding in high talent costs, it gets a little bit harder to
set up.
But still successful. And now we're planning another season for May, which I'm really excited about. We actually brought on like a consultant who does YouTube strategy. I'm not going to live stream it. It's going to all live on YouTube, and try to, and we're doing a lot more. So we have like the CETV concept. That's what we're calling it. But we're really leaning into content that's engaging, that people want to watch for their own entertainment, and trying to build two things. One, like a lower barrier to entry into the brand. So if someone doesn't want to buy the product, but they can still engage with us and be part of what we stand for as a brand by watching our content and subscribing to our channels.
Exactly.
And then two, we want to own some media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to have a few
100%.
podcasts. We're going to have a few things that we try rolling out this year. And look, it could not work, but at the same time, to my point earlier, tired of doing the same thing. You know, everyone's doing the same thing. We got to take swings. You know, we're all very comfortable spending tons of money on Meta. A lot of discomfort around taking actual risk. You know,
it's always the case. It's always the case. But man, this has been a home run, and I applaud the effort to lean into this more. I mean, you know, it's kind of like a point that Oren John brings up quite often. There's just too few brands that are doing interesting things. Yeah. And this one is interesting, which is why you got so many eyeballs.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that hard to stand out. And I give the idea like a 7 out of 10, right? Like, it's a cool thing. It worked really well, but like there's so much more we could be doing. And instead we all just spend millions of dollars into this, you know, this digital marketing engine, which is good. But in my opinion, that cannot be the moat, especially with AI, especially with everything changing. Like you're not going to win as a brand by being the better media buyer. And honestly, product is, you know, everyone has the same products now.
Yeah.
So what is your differentiator? It's got to be content. It's got to be the brand. It's got to be, you know, so you can't really build that through running 8,000 iterations of UGC and Meta.
Yeah.
It's a great take.
I bring this up on the show a ton because I'm a huge fan of what they're doing on YouTube, but I always bring up Huckberry for what they're doing on their YouTube channel. And I think totally this is exactly the path. Could you talk a little bit more about how you guys are seeing kind of YouTube as a channel, how you're approaching that long form? Because it is a really big lift. It's not something you can go in casually and just say, we're going to have a YouTube channel. You really have to commit resources. You have to commit serious hours, a ton of ideas around it. Could you talk a little bit more about it?
100%. Yeah. I think YouTube organic specifically, which feeds into paid, but we want to get organic right first. It's a ton of work and it's very different than everything else we're doing. Honestly, I think that's what stops most brands. You're very comfortable in your processes. You don't have time or the people to go chase a net new opportunity. With AI, hopefully people use the free time that they have to go do some more unique things. But anyway, YouTube for us, we really started thinking hard about this about 3 months ago. And like housing all of our content on YouTube, and really don't go look at it right now. It's terrible. It's a disaster.
Right. We won't do it.
I hesitate to be an expert on YouTube because I'm not, but we've hired a consultant who is an expert, and she's working pretty much full time on our content. We spent a lot of time ideating and coming up with probably 50 show concepts. We've trimmed that down to 10 that we're actually going to move forward with. Started filming those, which is a lot of work, and a lot of
much work.
You think about your creative teams, and you either have them building meta ads or you have them doing something like this. For the amount of time it takes to produce one YouTube video, they can do 100 ads for Meta. So there's definitely trade-offs, right? But we're going to do it. We're leaning in, and right now we're casting hosts for a podcast we're going to run. We have a casting agency for it's been a process. I think I should come back on in like 3 months and tell you what I think, because at that point I should have some sort of signal whether it was worth it. But it's definitely taken a lot of work. The one thing with Bedrot too is I realized like we did it the first time and it took up like 10 employees' time.
Yeah, that's true, right?
The bandwidth is
it was a freaking nightmare, and it was a big distraction and like totally disruptive to the core engine. So this time I'm like, look, only 2 people. There's 2 people that are involved, and then everyone wants to be involved. Everyone's like, oh, that sounds like fun. I want to participate, until you're like doing it and you're there for 18 hours a day. But so you have to figure out how to like isolate this group and not let it be disruptive to the business. And you actually have to allocate a lot of resources, both capital and human, to be successful. And I'm not successful yet. So we'll see what I say at the end of the year.
Well, I think you're sandbagging yourself a little bit here, George.
Typically on YouTube, we are not successful, but we'll see.
Well, I
think you guys are getting there.
I think there's a hidden point in here that I just want to underline, because you had to do some inside selling to make this concept happen, and marketers have to do that all the time. YouTube was a kind of a difficult sell for me when I was at Bruce Bolt. But if you can show results like you did first round with the Bedrock Challenge, if you can show results, then it's easier to get that buy-in for round 2, round 3, keep building up. One thing that I really wish that more capacity strapped teams would do is simply take all the short form that you're putting out on TikTok and Instagram and all the places, and literally just dump it into the YouTube channel. Just dump it into the shorts. Just dump it in there and see what happens. We did that. We did that for 18 months when I was at Bruce Bolt, while we were working on developing some content. Let's invest in this more, and that got us to like the number 2 or 3 baseball brand on YouTube. Just by literally dumping the shorts that we were already making, just dump them into the YouTube channel. So there are some ways to level
Feels
up.
like a no-brainer. Every brand should be doing that.
Exactly.
Content. Go get the impressions on YouTube.
Exactly. One question that I have, George, is let's talk about your product mix, like on the back side of this. When I think about bringing in these new audiences through this unique content that you're developing, I just know you for the bedding. That's what I know you for. But when I get on the site, there's like all this other stuff. I mean, you guys got lounge wear, you got other, you got shorts, you got stuff that men and women are wearing. You guys have really like broadened your categories here as far as what you're producing. Did you see? I mean, number one, was that like tied to that, or have you creating content around that, or what have like distribution of product mix, what's it looked like as a result of bringing more and newer audiences into you guys like sphere?
I mean, that has changed dramatically over like the last few years. I don't know if it's because of the Bedrock per se, or because of the efforts we made last year to reach that younger audience. our mix has changed. You know, like 60% of our revenue comes from bedding, and then the 40% comes from other categories. So we're relatively evenly distributed across apparel, bath, and bedding. And that honestly is a huge initiative for this year. Is still leaning into that younger audience, moving more apparel. We think if we can stand up the apparel category, like the LTV implications, and the apparel businesses are tough, but there's also some benefits. And so that's a big focus, and that's a big reason we're going all in on this CDTV concept.
I love it.
I love that.
Great.
I mean, so I would consider you guys premium because of the price points that we're talking about here. Yeah. How do you deal with that? So you are not an impulse purchase. I mean, people really need to have education. They need to have all these different touch points. How are you dealing with that? Because you are a higher price point. You are I would consider you a luxury brand. How are you dealing with all of that as CMO moving forward, where a lot of brands are playing it, quick and fast on TikTok Shop and the instant purchases, and you need to have it right now and big discounts? You guys have a much longer cycle that you're dealing with.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of the reason for the product diversification, is to allow for different price points, different entry points.
That's a good point.
We have we have socks that are $30, right? So
there we go.
That's expensive for socks maybe, but we do have different entry points. And I think as you mature as a brand, there's more and more people that have heard of you. So yes, the process is long, but they get served the ad on TikTok. They might have already heard of us a year or two later, and now this is the purchase, and it may come across as an impulse purchase, but we've spent time and years building up the brand recognition to capture those sales. But I don't think that really answers your question. The main answer is different products at different price points for different
smart. Yeah, that's smart. If I can't afford a $6,000 blanket, then let me get some $60 socks.
Yeah, you can afford the socks.
Let me get in on them socks. So man, that makes a ton of sense. And I love what you're doing, bringing in the younger audience. And I know a lot of people bag on Gen Z, and there's things to bag on in every generation. But if you're neglecting Gen Z entirely as a buying category, as a generation to be selling to, then you're leaving a lot of money on the table. I mean, there's a lot of money on the table. And I know there's plenty of millennial moms in Utah and everywhere who want all these blankets.
100%.
But there's gotta be a whole lot of Gen Z daughters and Gen Z sons who want to drape themselves in cozy earth, rock cozy earth when they're snuggling up by the fire on Christmas break, etc. And I love the strategy that you're taking to get out.
All right, good.
Awesome, George.
You got the stamp of approval. I like it.
You got it. You got the Ecom Cowboy stamp of approval from us for sure. Well, man, brother, we appreciate you making the time and coming on here. We got to have you back. And Taylor comes and plays a little golf in Central Texas. He plays a little golf in Central Texas every now and again.
Where are you guys at? Are you?
I'm in Austin. I'm in Austin Collins in North Carolina.
Okay, cool. I'm from Arkansas. I'm a Southern boy, so
really from Arkansas?
Yeah, I'm from Arkansas. So
where in Arkansas?
I'm from a small town, Mena, Arkansas. You've never heard of it, but southwest corner of the state.
Oh, southwest corner. Nice. Okay, well, you're not far from Texarkana.
Not far. I'm actually, I'm pretty close to Texarkana, and then my wife's from Dallas, so I'll have to make my way down. We'll play some golf.
We got to do it. We got to do it. Taylor and Aaron Warshawski can testify to my golf skills.
Aaron was raging out on that round. You can tell. that's who I got.
That seems pretty on brand.
A lot of money from Aaron. So
that seems extremely on brand.
I almost became a hog. I almost went and played football at the
really?
U of A. I did not though. I ended up playing at Texas instead. But
I didn't know you were a big football player. I don't really know a lot of guys' background. I need to do some research.
I think it's time. I think it's time we come and play a little golf in Central Texas, brother, and we'll make it happen. And we appreciate you coming on. Look forward to having you back, George. We love what you're doing, brother.
Thanks, guys. Super nice meeting you. Yeah.
What an interesting slice of everything that's happening in the e-com and what they're doing content-wise to reach a
Yeah.
new generation, different audience,
smart.
expanding their product categories for the sake of LTV and all that. Man, cozy earth.
It's so smart. I've been bullish on that since we've been on this show, that bigger brands, as they establish a certain revenue threshold, they need to establish this long form dominance on video for YouTube. I always reference Huckberry because I love it. I love what they're doing.
You too.
But that's a great example of what brands should be doing to diversify out of just let's give Zuck $1 billion a year.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give Zuck $1 billion a year. Okay, let's give Zuck $1.5 billion.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Great way to differentiate and do something interesting that stands out in the timeline.
That's
Something
it, folks.
interesting. Something interesting. Well, we have one of the brightest minds in a what I will say a too neglected slice of
Yeah.
e-commerce, and I'm talking about reselling. And I know some of you, you're in your mind, you're right now. Oh, I'm a brand builder, blah blah blah. Stop that. There's a lot of dollars to be made in reselling. And I think especially in 2026, I think there's a lot of people inside of our game that need to look at reselling with fresh eyes and on new platforms that are burgeoning in here. We're going to be bringing Shannon Jean in very shortly here. But before we do, let's talk about Postscript. Ladies and gentlemen, focus is an amazing thing. Is it not? Yes, it is. When you obsess over one thing and one thing only, you get outsized results. That's what happens with Postscript. And that's why when people make the switch for their SMS marketing, you see a plus 22% increase in SMS revenue on average after people make the switch. Now, I didn't see that. I saw a whole lot more. We went from making very little money to being a top 1% account on their entire platform inside of a year. And I'll tell you the secret. I just did what they said. Okay. Now, what they are saying now is that there's a huge opportunity in conversational data and the conversations that you're leaving your customers on red with. You go and get the conversational report at directtoconsumer.co/the conversational report. You're going to see the numbers, big boy. And let me tell you, there's a lot of profit to be made when you actually answer their questions. Don't send them to some auto-responded email. And the good news is with Postscript's AI shopper, they can have these conversations at scale, branded, copywriting, appropriate, and get your customers and potential customers across the finish line. Go talk with Postscript. Tell them Kyle and I sent you. Many thanks for them being part of the show. Now, we have a serial entrepreneur who is coming in here right now. 10 businesses. I think he sold 4 of them. Founder of Rebound Fashion. He has a crazy low ticket offer that I think every marketer inside of D2C should look at and get inside and explore. I honestly do think that. He is the co-host of the Business Brain podcast. He is the one and only Shannon Jean. Shannon, get inside here. Get inside this show, brother.
Oh,
hey guys, there he is. There he is.
What? My head is so much bigger than yours.
You know, it's okay because it's looking good, Shannon.
There we go.
Yeah, we're looking good,
brother.
Very good.
And man, I have been finding you and following you across the interwebs for some time, my friend. And I find what you're doing so interesting, equipping and helping and empowering people to actually get out there, find unique product, acquire it, source it, and then sell it in various places. I think this is a totally unexplored, largely left aside slice of e-commerce in my network. I can say for sure. And there's real opportunity here. If you would, I'd love for you to just start from just giving people background on you, how you became to where you are now, you know, having this large community, helping people get there and get into reselling, et cetera. If you just give us some foundational pieces on you, I think that would be awesome to start with.
Yeah. I've been a reseller my whole life. I got started, I followed the rise, fall, and rise again of the Apple ecosystem and loved technology and wanted to get into it. And right out of college, just started my first company and quickly learned the value of selling parts and components versus the whole of things and looking at every different angle to differentiate ourselves to be different in the marketplace. And the profit for us was always on the trailing edge of technology, right? Apple and the other larger companies sucked up all the margin and the brand new stuff. So we were always in the refurbished market or the second, third generation market. And it was awesome. I mean, built a bunch of companies, loved technology. Fast forward, a couple decades, and sold some of those businesses and had a pretty big exit to like 2018. Wanted to see if I could take that same tech systems that I had used and sell something completely different. So of course I sold luxury handbags, which I know nothing about, but I know that my wife and my daughter went nuts every time I got, I always say I had 85,000 iPhones in my warehouse and it didn't impress anybody, but a couple dozen handbags and the women in my life lost their mind.
All right.
That's all that matters.
Crazy. Yeah, that's right. So started that business, ramped it up, did about $4 million in sales over that 3.5-year experiment.
Awesome.
And then got involved in X and started talking about my journey. I've had this podcast for about 12 years, Business Brain, and we always talk about stuff. And my co-host like, you got to get on X, is really interesting. And I was like, really? I had like 35 followers back in January, February of 2024. And now we've got,
wow, bro,
about 175,000 followers across platforms and push out about 10 million views of content every week. And just
every week?
Every month. I didn't get you too excited.
Wow.
I mean, that's still incredible. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. And so I've just started sharing what I did and started talking. And I didn't have an offer. I had nothing. I was just like, well, I'll share, I'll talk. And it was cool. I met people that I will be friends with my whole life that I interact with daily on X, guys that I travel with every year that we meet up. And so along the way, I started talking about reselling and buying product at auctions, buying Costco customer returns. And that's like my bread and butter. I didn't think anybody would be interested in that at all. But they were. It was I did my first post. I talked about exercise equipment. It was like $16,000. It sold for $500, and I picked up over 5,000 followers overnight on that one post. And so I started kind of leaning into it more. Had some people kept asking me, "Will you coach me? Will you do this?" And I did a little bit of that. But I started this community basically from people that subscribed to me on X, because X was like, hey, you can have subscribers now. And I'm like, nobody's going to subscribe to me. What do they want to, it's ridiculous. But sure enough, all of a sudden I had 100 subscribers. And it was a nightmare. Yeah, trying to manage them. So I had a buddy, guy in one of my content groups said, you need to start a community, start a mastermind. And so started the mastermind about a year ago. So in April of 2025, we had 200 members. And this morning we're just about at 3,200 members in our mastermind.
Man.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I charge $5 because I think reselling is the most accessible form of entrepreneurship. And that's what we're teaching. We're teaching entrepreneurship, but we're kind of sideloading it by teaching people, look, you can make an extra $100,000 this year selling stuff out of your garage.
I love
I can show you how to do it.
I have a direct story with that, with Costco liquidation, where we were moving to Charlotte. We needed a new couch. We found this guy. He's selling couches from Costco liquidation, and he drops off this incredible brand new couch. And we're talking to him. He's a student at UNC, and I was talking about his business, and he's like, "Yeah, I pull in over $100,000 a year, and I'm still a student at the time at UNC." Can you talk to us a little bit more about this Costco liquidation division? Because I feel like I barely got to figure it out just from him, and I feel like nobody knows about this.
Right. No, you're right. So Costco offers this crazy, return program. You just bring it back forever. Other than consumer electronics, they just don't care. It's a marketing, play for them, right? And it gets people in the door, increases their membership, and they're an awesome company. And the great thing about Costco is they have some of the best buyers on earth, right? They do over 250 billion a year in sales. They know what people want. So you are borrowing their expertise by buying either their excess inventory, and they're not all returns, brand new stuff, as well as floor samples, stuff comes out, as well as their returns, and buying that product and flipping it. And you can move it in. People do a lot. The big items, it's a Facebook marketplace play. Used to be Craigslist, but marketplace took that away.
Yeah.
So we've got folks in the mastermind that are like, say, we had an AMA with a seller last night. She started in September 2025, and she sold over 600 rugs from Costco, average profit about $100. Extra 60 grand in, extra 8-10 grand a month. This is a mom.
Incredible, man.
Yeah. And it really works. The best part about this, the reason why I love talking about it, because it really works. I just see people doing it and just like, this is it. So we try to teach systems, and the products are kind of secondary because they're so available, whether you buy from B-Stock, Gov Deals, liquidation.com, all these different companies. That's a flood of returns for Amazon, all these places. But if you build the systems behind the scenes and you understand how to inventory and marketing and what a credibility funnel is and all this kind of stuff, you can make money at this product every single day.
Wow. Well, what I love several things that you have already said. Number one, the motivation or kind of undergirding foundation here is entrepreneurship and possibility.
Yep.
And I feel deeply that, most of our audience is working in the Shopify ecosystem, some slice of e-commerce, et cetera. But the undergirding principle, the reason you get into the internet selling business is for freedom. It's possibility. It's entrepreneurship. And there's something so strong about that. And then number two, you're using reselling to teach systems that enable people to thrive at this.
Yep.
And I know that there are a lot of marketers that were just like me that have made a number of companies a lot of money. And God bless all the people that hired us everywhere that we went. But I know that there's also this ache inside a lot of them. It's like, I want to do something for myself. I do. I want to have something that works with systems that I can source and honestly, everybody needs a few or many few dollars extra every month as well. And so this seems like such a practical entrance to that. And I mean, it sounds like not only are people, you're helping people find the source, Costco, other places, et cetera, but they're also thriving on, I think, a lot of these formats that too few people in our community even know about, like Whatnot.
Oh yeah.
And things like that. Can you talk about Whatnot?
Yeah.
I've been following Mindy and Reseller Row and seeing some of the things happening.
Awesome.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So what's been great about this community is it's like, the cream rises to the top. You get to meet the rock stars like Mindy, Kip Rowland, Joe Poole. These guys are all up on X that I've been pushing. Hey, build your brand, this kind of thing. And to your point, live selling has changed the game, right? There are massive volumes of inventory available to buy at pennies on the dollar that are really tough to sell because there's just so much. And you're going to list these on eBay one at a time or packets and, you're going to do all this stuff. Live selling changes everything. Basically, we have people standing in front of pallets with gaylords, grabbing the stuff, holding it up, everything from, until you've watched somebody live sell a pallet of Costco food, customer returns of food, you don't know anything. Yeah. You don't know anything about what people will buy. And we just had one of our guys, Braden Flack, where he got a little deal on some protein bars, went up on Whatnot, and TikTok auctions too are hot right now, and started moving them. Reached out to the supplier, bought 17,000 of these built protein bars, and now he's moving them every single day. These folks are making like $1,000 in an hour on a live show in an hour. It's insane, man, and it's real. And it's crazy. It's crazy. I love it. I'm here for it.
Go, Colin.
Could you talk a little bit about some of these niches that you're mentioning? So I know the furniture one that we got the couch off there. You just mentioned the built protein bars. Are there some of these niches where you think you don't have time to explore them right now? They're just total blue oceans. You would just wish, hey, there's like 3 or 4 industries you could go after and make $100 grand if you just nail it out of the park.
Absolutely. Yeah. One of the, if you're mechanically inclined, the pressure washer industry is ridiculous. And Costco probably sells more pressure washers than Lowe's and Home Depot combined. And you can buy them. The price points are insane. And we've got sellers doing 30 grand a month moving pressure washers, customer returns, you have to do some repair work. This this is a simple business, but it's not easy, right? You're going to get your hands dirty. You're going to,
Yeah.
we try to get people on board with that. Another spot is their niche is health and beauty. I mean, Costco sells 3-ounce, jars of goop made by these French companies that sells for $400 or $500. That's a business I want to be in. How do I sell this tiny little thing that, your spouse is going to buy for $400 and you can buy them at pennies on the dollar? You need a lot of credibility in that space because people don't trust you. So there's a whole credibility funnel of how to build that, how to share what your noble cause is. Lots of nuance that people miss. And they're just like, I'm going to buy that. And I know I'm going to sell it because it's a good price, but that doesn't always work. So that's the systems part of it that we, try to help people really gain and grow over time, start small. Couches, you mentioned, huge. If you live in a college town, you need to be in a couch business, man, because you're leaving money on the table because every college kid needs a new couch every spring, every fall, every frat house. Yeah, it's wild. So the great thing is once you kind of get into this, you go walk around Costco and go, oh, I'm going to see that in a couple months. That product's coming back, whether it's, and even, apparel, licensed apparel is incredible. NFL, MLB, NBA, that product, and all these sellers, whether you buy them from, you can buy from Target, you could buy them from Dick's Sporting Goods store. There's all this. There's just, I can't tell you how much product is available. It is insane. Typical day up on the Costco auction site, there's over 300 auctions happening every single day that you can go up and buy. Everything from health and beauty, toys, outdoor stuff. Right now, outdoor patio furniture, I think, is another great one because it's big and bulky. So it's kind of a moat. People don't want to deal with it. But if you can, this is a problem-solving business. There's no doubt about it. And the better you are, maybe all businesses are, right? The better you are at solving problems, the more you'll succeed here. And you find in that niche. We also like big industrial stuff, like buying volume of bathroom equipment, kitchen gear, all the stuff, Kohler, different brands. But you have to build your network out. You got to know property managers, real estate stagers, contractors, house flippers. You build that network first, and then you share the opportunity. Hey, I'm a liquidator for Kohler. I'm a liquidator for Lowe's. I have this product available. Do you buy this product? Again, you borrow their expertise and let them set the price. Then you go buy it and flip it to them. You've got a built-in customer. It really works. You do it backward. You don't buy it and sit on it and try to find a customer.
That's smart.
Wow, that's really smart.
Shannon, I want you, if you would, you don't have to go full open cupboard, open kimono here, but I would love you to double click on some of these systems here, because I think the things that you're mentioning, it's building out your network, finding a problem and then, going back and solving that with inventory, et cetera. And I'd love you to explore this a little more, when it comes to sourcing inventory. Is there a certain math that you're looking for?
Absolutely.
Are people, buying at this rate and then only doing so because it can sell here? Would you double click on that for us?
Yeah, sure. I like that term, double click. So one of the first things we teach people when they get in our mastermind is don't buy anything. Stop, because buying is the sexy part, right? It's fun.
Yeah, right.
It's great, but you can get in a hole pretty quick. So we tell them, hey, start reselling stuff you already own. One great thing, walk around with your spouse. They'll tell you exactly what to get rid of. You start flipping that product, seeing what you can do. Then you work your way up, start like with Costco. Okay, let's look at these products. We teach them to buy with math and sell with emotion, not the other way around. Because if you buy with emotion and you're excited and you keep bidding up the auction, the math will never work. So you should know exactly what you can sell anything for before you buy it. All the data is there. Every AI model, whether you're using Claude or Perplexity, and you can build these tools out that'll tell you exactly what it's selling for on eBay, who the big sellers on Facebook Marketplace. So it's research that makes your money, not the buying. The buying is secondary. So you build that out first. Yeah. And then we teach them about this credibility funnel. It's in my world, it's more important than the sales funnel because we're typically selling on platforms, marketplaces that they're driving traffic to you. Now, once you build up some traffic and you start to get, hey, just sign up for my newsletter, then we shift into like a Shopify store so you can build out your own brand, that kind of thing. But the credibility funnel is the first is, why should they trust you? Because nobody trusts you. They don't know you. It's why I have a hard time selling a $500 jar of goop, because they look at this dude with a beard and say, I don't believe that guy. Right. And when I was selling handbags, I never had a picture of myself without my wife next to me, because I wanted them to think they were buying from her. Right. And I have an unfair advantage is my name. So they think they were buying from a woman. So
there we go.
You got to lean into it, man. And so we teach this whole system, this flywheel about, why are you credible? Share a little bit about yourself. What's your noble cause? I want to retire my wife. I want to build something for my kids. And a lot of these people, their kids are watching them like level up in their life and in their business. And, the kids learn by osmosis, man. And this is a start of building generational wealth. It sounds really like trivial. Oh, you're a reseller. And it gets kind of poo-pooed a little bit. But brother, I have seen people's life change. I have people sending me briskets from Snake River Farms thanking me for changing their life, man. So it really works. It really works. And it drives me, and I get goosebumps just talking about it. I can't stop talking about it because it's real. And it does everybody, to your point, everybody wants something of their own. And whether you need to make two grand a month or 50 grand a month, you can start with reselling and learn how to build a business. And it really works. And I love it, man.
Yes, man. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about, man.
I was really good friends with a guy in college who he was very into sneaker reselling, where he worked at Foot Locker, huge business. By the end of it, he was clearing 6 figures every year, and he was 21 in college, just flipping sneakers.
That's awesome.
Can you talk a little bit about what's going on with that specific industry? I mean, it feels like they kind of had these up and down, where you used to be able to grab sneakers and, you'd resell them for
big time.
Yeah. It used to tank. So are you seeing that with other industries where it used to, really pop off, and now it's kind of fizzled out a little bit more?
Yeah. There's always cycles, right? And you need to ride the waves of what's popular. Exactly. If there's when you start researching what's out there, you need to look at these products, and you need to be able to prove that there is a market for it. A great example is Costco sold this year around the holidays these expansion boot things that went on your legs, that kind of squeezed your legs back and forth, and it was for therapy or whatever.
Yeah.
They were all over Costco's, and then you see them all of a sudden. There were thousands of them on the auction sites over and over and over, and you could just go, man, there's something going here. These things are not. They did not hit this year. Last year it was like mini rice cookers, these little rice cookers. There was probably 200,000 or 300,000 of them that went through the auction site. So you need to look at what's trending in the market. Using Claude will tell you what people are searching for, using Google Trends. This is science. It's not gambling. We're not in Vegas throwing the dice. I like to gamble as much as the next guy, but not with my money. So you want to know, you can't buy anything unless you already know what you can sell it for. And then once you build this foundation out, then you start experimenting. Your last guest was on talking about products that you could plug into your system here. It's the same in reselling. It's like, oh, I'm big in pressure washing. What's next for me? Can I sell components? Can I sell hoses? Can I sell these other things? I'm doing couches. Why can't I do rugs? Can I do this? So I believe really that boring products can make you far richer than buying hot, trendy sneakers, because the market shifts so quick. I'd rather sell industrial door hinges than a pair of, Yeezy, slippers that are not going to be worth anything in 6 months. So that's just, but I have the customer before I buy the product, right? You flip it around the other way.
I love
Shannon,
that.
there's a lot of wisdom coming out from you here that I think are applicable.
It's a gray hair.
So many things that we do every day and in every way. Man, I appreciate you making the time and joining us. But before you go, number one, I want to have you back. Will you come back? I'm okay. You heard it. You heard it here first.
I talk about this stuff every day, whether I'm here or not. So it doesn't matter.
Good.
Nice.
Man, number two for marketers, for founders, anybody that's listening now, and there's something resonating. Man, I wanted to tell everybody, where can they find you? And of course, there's a community where you start in the education, but I imagine you got something further beyond that too. Can you just lay it out for us, all the things that you do, so people can work with you, talk to you,
absolutely.
etc.?
So you could just find me, Shannon Jean, up on X. That's my main platform, but up on Instagram, YouTube, push out all over the place. The mastermind, it's $5 a month. It's shannonjean.com/mastermind.
Crazy.
We're almost at 3,200 members. There's people. I'm not the most important person up there anymore, which is awesome. For every business owner, when you hit that, you're like, oh, this is great. I'm not the superhero. I don't have to be.
Yeah.
But I talk about this stuff every day. I'm happy to help anybody, happy to connect, point you in the right direction, build out your network. If you want to find the list of all these auction sites, it's just shannonjean.com/auctions. Doesn't cost you anything. You can get the whole list there's like over 200 auction sites out there, everything from Amazon to Costco to Lowe's. All that product is out there, and it's waiting. These companies they need you to come buy this product. And, and don't ignore, man, there's money on the table for anybody that wants to get involved.
Money on the table, brother. We appreciate you, man, and we appreciate you enabling the American dream for a bunch of.
I love it. I'm here for it.
Thank you, brother. Wow. Come on, bro. Did that fire you up? That fired.
Absolutely. I love the fact that he's more fired up about boring products that he knows are going to sell instead of the cool in the moment product right now. And I totally agree with that. It's going to make you so much more money than the fancy little, oh, this is cool right now in the last 2 weeks.
There's a lot of marketers that I know, they ache to have their own brand and their own company. And they think, I've got one or two options. I can find a new widget. I can spend 10, 20K, spin up a brand and hope it works, or I can start an agency. Those are the two options that they think that they have.
Yeah.
And what I love about what Shannon is doing is that what he's describing is exactly what Scott at Snag Collective has done. He found a niche. He started reselling. Years later, now he's got, I don't think he even does any reselling anymore, although I know he used to. Now he's making his own products and stuff, but it all started in that niche, finding an opportunity, sourcing useful products, and then selling them, and then eventually finding a way to make them on his own. And it's incredible. I want to have him back.
I love it.
And I loved that segment. Okay. Before Jordan West joins us to talk about Instagram affiliates, there is a big story we need to hit here. PayPal and Meta has released one-tap shopping. And I pulled the LinkedIn post here rather than the X post because LinkedIn gave us a little more mashugana on this bad boy. And I want to read it here for those who are not aware. PayPal and Meta, this sounds like what Meta just did with Stripe as well. PayPal and Meta are bringing one-tap shopping directly into the Facebook feed. So fewer steps stand between discovery and purchase. With PayPal Store Sync, merchants can integrate product catalog in minutes, manage orders without leaving the feed. 1-800-Flowers.com is among the first to go live. CMO Melanie Babcock Brown shared the best experience, quote, meets the customer where they are. Now live on Facebook, coming to Instagram very soon. I think everybody likes this, and the comments, the comments have been, well, yeah, as shortened distance we can get between product and purchase, discovery and purchase, the better. Colin McGuire had an interesting point on this from X. If you can bring this up for us, Jack, that would be awesome. If you don't have it, I will read it. Colin McGuire said Shopify and Meta corporate partnership slowly degrading is what he had to say. That was his view on it. Now, I had some wonders about this as well when the Meta and Stripe collab in the same vein. Seems like it's the same-ish thing. People buying from your Facebook ad right there on the Facebook ad without leaving Facebook. But this is really cool, he says, and will be great for brands with strong socials. Very excited. Now, we are going to have Shopify on. here pretty soon. And I think there are other ways that Shopify is enabling this as well. And so it seems like there's a number of players here involved in shortening the discovery to purchase timeline and making it happen right there on Facebook, soon to be Instagram, very TikTok shop-esque in some ways because you can purchase right there. What are your thoughts on this, Colin?
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. This is a catch-up move right now to TikTok Shop. They've seen all the success on TikTok Shop and how TikTok has absolutely crushed it for brands with this basic one-click shopping checkout. You can basically check out completely inside of the app, never even leave the app. You're good to go. I've done it before. It's seamless. But now you can do this inside of PayPal directly and basically not leave the app at all. But this is fantastic for the end user. This is the big thing. This is fantastic for the end user and the brand involved because you collapse that funnel for the checkout. It just means that you're going to have less people fall off. You're going to have less buyers fall off, which means more revenue for you as the brand owner.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting how all these things are kind of coming into play. So Meta built the updated checkout flow with PayPal and Stripe. It's working on additional integrations with Aiden and Shopify. Advertiser controls which checkout partner they use. This is interesting. Advertiser controls which checkout partner they use. And this is part of who we're bringing Jordan West on to talk about. This is part of Meta's broader social commerce push alongside Facebook affiliate partnerships launched March 24 and AI-powered shopping tools. So part of the cake, not the cake in total, but an interesting part.
Yeah.
And it kind of seems like better late than never. I kind of wish they had done this 3 years ago, when TikTok Shop rolled out and became a thing. But hey, better late than never. They waited.
They wait for it to be successful. They wait for all the pitfalls of the brand of TikTok Shop. They're like, oh, that didn't work out for them. Oh, no, this actually worked out really well. And then they go, okay, we're going to do our meta version of that. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Into pocket. Let's go. And one can only imagine that Zuck, with all of his dollars and brain power, is going to find a way to make this thing work. I know the metaverse didn't quite work out, but when it comes to advertising and shopping and buying, I don't know there's a better man to trust thy dollars with. And coming into the show right now to talk about this and all of the affiliate ecosystem that they are now finally rolling out with their partnerships, etc., on Meta, coming to Instagram, etc., is the one and only king of social commerce.
Let's go.
Biggest agency, if not the biggest, one of the top 1, 2, 3 biggest agencies when it comes to social commerce in North America. Okay. I'm talking about the one and only Jordan West. Jordan, get in here.
Let's
get in here, big boy. There he is.
Okay, good. I was like, do I have to do something to get in here?
No.
Just vibes. You vibe in here.
You just vibe in. You just vibe in, and we vibe in. Jordan, brother, you have got to give us the lowdown because you had a huge post pop off yesterday detailing telling us all that is coming and all that is now here with Instagram affiliates, etc. This feels like a whole new gate, a whole new promised land has opened up to everything that you guys are doing with social commerce. I mean, tell us about this, brother.
Yeah. Again, a reason that we didn't call it TikTok Shop Club, right?
Exactly.
Knew that at some point, right? Yeah. We knew that at some point this was going to happen, right? That the other players were going to see what TikTok Shop was doing, the insane amount of money that they are making, and the hockey stick curve of it, and be like, what did we do wrong the first time, right? They've actually tried twice. What did they do wrong both of these times? And I really do think that this is their best foray into it. Now, I have a bit of a different take. I don't think that they're doing this for merchants. I think that they're actually doing this to get creators over. I think the best creators.
Interesting.
Yeah. So for creators and for content. So I think that that's what they're doing is they're trying to say to creators, hey, we're cool. Come and make content over here, right? Because creators are making so much content over on TikTok that they want to move them over and say, no, you can make money over here. Don't worry. Right. That's where I think that this is coming in. And that's where Zuck is thinking to himself, well, we need more people creating more content over on here. And the reason that they're not, right, 3.7 million-ish creators right now over on TikTok Shop are all creating as much possible content for brands as they can. And that's where they're making money. And so people will go to where the money is. And so again, like I just got off of a workshop that I was doing, and suddenly Curtis Matskow from Portland Leather Goods just tries to join. And I was like, Curtis, what are you doing here? And so we talked so I let him on, and we chatted for the last hour. And one of the things that we talked about, so they're one of our clients at Social Commerce Club, very active in the world of saying like, hey, SEC knows what they're doing and you should hire these guys. And so I'm like, okay, cool. I'll let you on, Curtis, since you're so good. But it's been such a great referral source. But the main thing that we were talking about is that on TikTok Shop and in social commerce in general, you are not selling. And again, I think that Meta is understanding this. You're not selling to the end consumer. You're selling to the creator. And the creator is all of the leverage that you have. That's where it is there.
That's a totally new angle that's a new angle for me that I wasn't thinking about. And that makes absolute sense why it's incentivizing creators to get over there and make content.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Colin.
Well, I was just going to say, could you talk a little bit about the process for these creators now on an Instagram, with how they're going to have to deal with? I don't know much about it. I didn't do much research into the actual process that they're going to have to do. I know it involves links and link posting, but can you talk through how I'm a creator? I go from zero to money in my pocket now on Instagram.
Yes. So it's still in early days, right? So they just started. You can tag 30 products. Okay.
Whoa.
The way that it works is there's So you can take 30 products per reel. So you could actually do this before. Everyone understands. You could do this before on stories, right? So this was something that you could do in stories. Now, I'm sure for those of you guys who have spent some time on Instagram, what you're really used to seeing is the comment for this, right?
Yeah,
the reason why is because ManyChat is the one that really, pioneered this. They had a comment to messenger type function, which would then allow you to actually give a link on a reel, right? So that was the workaround. So I'm interested to see what's going on with ManyChat. I'm actually very well connected with their CMO over there. And I want to know, like, is this, how much business are you going to be losing? Because the majority of their business is creators. So if creators now can actually post shoppable links in a reel, it's a totally different, and sorry, not if they can, right? And so I think that this is going to change things in a really, really big way for a ManyChat who's out there. So
so let's just say, talk to me about the mechanics of this. So I'm watching a reel, and then I stop the video and links pop up, or how does this, what does this actually look like on screen, Jordan?
So as far as we know, it's actually just links that pop up while the product is there. So you're kind of tagging.
Right? Kind of like YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. So you can have up to 30 products. The way that it works right now, there's 2 as far as we know, and I could be totally wrong, so you guys can say that I'm wrong. There are 2 preferred vendors for this. So the first is Impact. Okay, so Impact is one. Now, Impact, interestingly, allows you to have affiliate links into Amazon. So that's the other really cool thing, is that this is actually allowing you. So none of the checkout is happening on Instagram, so everyone understands. It's happening either on Shopify or on Amazon. So those are the 2 places.
Okay.
It's Shopify Collabs and Impact. Those are the 2 partners. Shopify Collabs is a free tool that you can use within Shopify. It's actually great. There's a huge network already built into it. For brands out there, I just be like, just go get onto Shopify Collabs. Like that, I think, is the easiest way for you to do this at first.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then payment happens through one of those programs or Meta's Commerce Manager. So that's the other one as well, right? So Meta's Commerce Manager, I believe that all of it is actually flowing through Meta's Commerce Manager, as far as I know. Again, early days. I'm the blind leading blinder. That's all.
Have you, I mean, in that same vein, have you seen any folks that have been in the beta of this with their early results, or any brands that have kind of come out behind the
It just
curtain and
launched.
said, hey,
There was no beta.
just launched?
There was no beta.
beta
It
whatsoever?
literally just
Wow.
launched yesterday, as far as we know. There is no beta. It just launched in a few different
Wow.
markets, and it was like, oh, and their CEO, Adam, whatever his last name is, just the
Ozeri.
name. Yeah, there you go. He made an announcement about it and is like, this is live, and nobody really knew about it. And
Wild.
so my open claw named Jimmy,
Nice.
he alerts me to all of this stuff. Whatever matters to me alerts me as this stuff happens, and alerted me yesterday morning. I was like, what? This happened? And I like looked on Twitter. I was like, nobody's talking about this. Like, what? I'm like, is this actually a thing? So I like went and did the research on it, and I was like, this is not nobody knows about this yet. So that's when I quickly tweeted and let everyone know, like, this is a really big deal. This is a huge deal in how brands are going to do things, right? Because then you've got this whole like Spark ads loop, right? Of the best possible content. So just in case you guys are unaware of this, and I doubt you guys are, but like partnership ads are the ones that drive the most amount. So that's whitelisted ads, right?
Yeah,
of creators' profiles. That is what drives the majority of results now. There's a lot of brands out there that are still running brand handle ads. Does not make sense to me. I'm like, just run partnership whitelisted ads. But this
you're like a hundo. You're like 100%, Jordan. You're just like 100% partnership.
Why
ads.
would you run ads? Why would you run ads from your brand handle? Nobody trusts a brand.
That's
in the same way
that's
that
an
they trust a
amazing
creator.
take, and
It's
I
an
totally
amazing
agree
take.
with it. I totally agree with it. You should have some creator in your bag that's like, I'm gonna run every single ad through you, and we're gonna be okay with it. I love.
Or
this
if you're the
take.
founder, CEO.
Oh yeah,
of the company, then run it through your profile. Like if you
Great
can't
point.
get a whitelisted creator, just run it through that, because people buy from people, right? Like that's at the end of the, and that's what social commerce is showing us, right? That's the big thing. That's the takeaway.
Jordan. Well,
Bring in the
spicy.
That's a spicy take. That's a
spicy
little
take.
take.
Okay,
I love it though. I'm a huge fan of that.
Tell me this. Let's say, and I know that you know, but I know too. There's a lot of brands that are still debating TikTok Shop. They're like, I don't know. And I mean, if they're late on the bus, if they're late for the bus on that one, probably means they're going to be late, even more late for the burgeoning opportunity that's happening with creators on Instagram and other places. I mean, do you see this kind of increasing social commerce opportunity coming to other platforms, and those who are not at least dipping their toes in now, getting totally left behind? I mean, what do you think the future looks like in regards to this, Jordan?
I think that some of the brands that didn't see TikTok Shop coming or decided not to build the muscle are going to try to get around it and start on Instagram. I think that that's what they're going to do, because they're like, well, I understand Facebook ads. No, you do not understand the new world of creator partnerships and social commerce. That's why I've been telling people, build the muscle and understand the platform. You're selling to creators now, and it's the exact same thing on Instagram. And so they're going to try to run the same Facebook ads playbook that we were all doing since like 2014 or 2015, right? And you have to evolve, brands. You have to evolve, and you have to figure out the new channel. Like Curtis was like massively on. There was a couple hundred people on the last call, and he was calling them out and just saying, like, if you've been thinking about it, just do it. Sure, it might not work for you, but it probably will. There's asymmetric upside with testing all of these channels, but not dipping your toe in the water, right? Like actually like cold plunging, right? Like going all the way in.
Yeah, pushing those chips in. You know, Colin, you tell me, but I think Jordan, you're the only voice that I know who is speaking the way that you are. That, hey, this is a new era of e-commerce. Now you need to build the muscle for whatever is happening on TikTok Shop, learning to sell to creators, because this new world is happening everywhere else. And it's not 2014, it's not 2017, it's not 2020 anymore. There is a new form of what we are doing. You are the only voice that I know who's speaking this way. Colin, I mean, do you know anybody?
Well, I know a lot of people behind the scenes.
Okay,
just so you know, I know people who are putting their money where their mouth is. or where their mind is behind the scenes. Right. So there are people that really do actually understand that this is the next era. We just happen to be, I just went all in on it 2 years ago. Right.
You did.
And so that's, again, like, that's the only reason that we're in the position that we're in right now. And why my hiring pool is just like every single day I have like a new person that's getting introduced on our team, because it's just like, we're just that busy, right? We're just that busy, and nobody knows what they're doing. Like, when I look at the rest of the agencies out there, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, nobody knows what they're doing. And it's really, really scary. There's like 3 of us in North America that actually are driving meaningful GMV for brands. That's wild.
Wow.
That's so wild. Just as a pool for agencies where you have all these, I mean, Chris, there's so many media buying agencies, but to have,
Of course,
basically you're in a blue ocean right now. When you were last on the show, you stated that brands should be willing to lose money for the first 3 months starting TikTok Shop.
Oh, I said
That was
3 to
a little bit
6.
ago.
3 to
3 to 6.
It's 6. Whoa! I don't remember the 6 part. What is that? Is that timeline still up to date? Are you still firm on that timeline?
So 6 now.
Yeah,
that's a lot. So, I don't remember the 6 part.
So yes, and the caveat is that if they understand omni-channel and understand their brand in that sort of way, that they're not losing money, right? So, for instance, what Curtis is realizing, and he just talked about this on a workshop that we did, so I can say this, is that the $100,000 a day that they're doing on TikTok Shop, they're seeing that now. They're sold out on Amazon. They're seeing the other 100,000 extra on Shopify.
Yeah.
Think about that. And he's like, I'm not doing anything else. I don't understand. He's like, I don't understand it. So we luckily at Social Commerce Club, we actually have a tool called Halo, right? That actually measures all of this.
Yeah.
We were going to release it to the public. We think we actually might just keep it for brands.
Okay, I was wanting to know if you were just going to keep it in house.
I mean, I've got lots of thoughts on software in general, and I think that it's probably more valuable for us to like really keep in house. And
fair enough.
It's a phenomenal tool that can measure. Like, you should see the effects onto these other channels. It is mind-boggling. These brands that are scaling, and so the next big thing, we're trying to get retail data into that now too, right? For the brands, the size of brand that we work with generally has. I mean, even like think of a PLG. I think they're opening 14 stores this year or something. It's like, so we're going to see that as all part of it, right? And so what we're trying to do is prove out these channels that people ignored for a long time because they were really hard to measure, right?
Yeah,
they were hard to measure, and so like Colin, you worked at Triple Whale, they they brought in this way of thinking that we only invest in things we can measure, right?
Yeah.
And that then gets you into a funny way of doing marketing, where then you're going to invest in things like retargeting, right? That we actually know don't drive new customers. They don't actually drive new customers. New customers are what every single brand needs. That is why I'm obsessed with TikTok Shop and social commerce.
Well, man, I am glad that you are, brother, because you have a unique clarion call to that. I think everyone needs to hear. And tell us this.
Yes.
People are hearing this. They're excited. They're hearing like, oh gosh, this actually works a little different than what I was thinking. How can they get in on one of those calls, bro, with you and find out more? How can they work with you, talk with you, all the things? How can they start getting their foot in the door with you?
Well, they need to just go to Social Commerce Club and book a call. Like just go there. You can follow me. You can go on Twitter. I talk about this stuff every single day. Go on Twitter, find me there. LinkedIn too. That's actually where I have the majority of people that follow me. Is just find Jordan West over there. And at some point you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I just need to hire these guys. And this is the amazing thing about being in the situation that we're in, is that we don't just attract incredible brands. It's that the ecosystem is pulling towards us like a black hole, in the best possible way, right? With the gravity of the kinds of people we're able to bring in, because it is a new channel that a lot of people want to be a part of, and a lot of visionary people see that and want to come and work with us. And so that's the amazing thing, is like the the amount of people at Shop Talk that I went up to and I was like, "Hey, you want to come work with us?" And they're like, "Yes." And I was like, "It's wild, because they want to come and work on something really cool, and they're phenomenal. The people that you guys all understand are like at the top of the game."
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Absolutely.
Well, you're at the crest of the zeitgeist with the pool of the black hole that is coming for us all in a positive way. And we appreciate you coming on, brother. We're going to be following up and staying tuned. And we appreciate all you do. Jordan West, founder of Social Commerce Club. Go follow him, talk to him, work with him. Thanks for coming on, brother.
thanks for having me, guys. See ya.
A whole new country out there.
He is bringing up a great point about the muscle behind TikTok Shop.
true.
Is that you are selling creators now, and I guess I'm still too kind of old school coded. He even brought up this point, like, why would somebody run an ad from their brand account?
I love that.
I was
I love that.
I was like, brother, 100% partnership ads, 100, and he was like,
that.
yeah, why would you not?
Yeah.
I appreciate the new angle, the hot take here. That's a good point. It's good sauce.
I mean, I thought of like having the creator in the back pocket, but he was like, just do it from the founder account. Like, you don't have to overthink this, which is hilarious because I immediately overthought it. And he was just like, just do it from your founder account or whoever's account. I mean, it's such a great point.
It's such a great point. Wow.
Easy sauce for everybody. Easy sauce.
A lot happening there. In the social commerce sphere. Yeah. As we move to our last batch of stories for the day, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Seguno. Seguno is the only marketing suite that lives entirely inside of Shopify. What does that mean, Chris? That means your emails, your banners, your reviews, all those things, they're right there where you already work and play. And what does that mean? It means you don't have to trust in some duct tape together data integration that is hopefully verifiably syncing your segments and such back and forth. Your email data is your Shopify data, okay? This is email 3.0, and it's why they won the 2024 Shopify Build App of the Year. Okay, one-click automations, actual humans that can help you if you don't have a full-time email marketer on your team. Seguno was built for you. Lean teams with big aspirations. They have just released the advanced Shopify segmentation playbook. Go to that URL that is scrolling across the screen right now, seguno.com, advanced-shopify-segmentation-playbook. Get your email right, get your retention going, and I think they've got a free trial with their tool and platform. And if you tell them Colin and I sent you, they will extend that free trial for 30 days. Many thanks for Seguno being part of the show. Now, to our lightning round. There is a new American-made putter company that has just dropped, and this thing looks awesome. This tweet comes to us from Jared Dorfler. He says, I'm building an American putter company. America! Instead of finding a manufacturer in America, we took it a step further. I bought the equipment to make putters myself. I had to teach myself anything and everything I could about CNC mills. More upfront costs? Yes. Harder to scale? Yes. Learn a new skill? Yes. We've been at it for 20 months and built a small 2,000 square foot putter factory in Iowa. Let's go, Jared. Started from scratch with nothing but a dream and a terrible business plan on a Google Doc. Was there an easier path? Possibly, but trying to achieve the American dream is supposed to be hard. Do hard things. Chase the American dream. Build in America. Now, what is this putter company called? He didn't say when he was there. It's called Hannah Golf. Is that what it's called?
Hannah Golf.
Hannah Golf. I want to find this on the interwebs. I love this. This is the reindustrialize America movement, baby. And why not? Why not go all in on a CNC and build a 2,000 square foot factory and make it happen? I love this. Yeah, I'm finding it right now. Hannah Golf milled putters. I'm looking at it right now. Beautiful. I mean, look at this thing. Crafted in Iowa. Your thoughts on this,
Incredible.
Colin?
Folks, I'm going to say this. You can just do things. Nobody gave him permission to do this. He wasn't looking around. Can I do this? Oh, you can just do things. You can just decide, I'm going to build a 2,000 square foot factory. I'm going to figure out how to actually put together a CNC mills machine. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to figure it out. I'm just going to will this thing into existence. This is classic Americana amazingness. Shout out to Hannah Golf. Shout out to super high quality premium putters. This is amazing. Just do things, folks.
We need to have him on the show.
We need him.
We got to reach out to him and get him on here.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling the website right now. They got a lot of limited releases. They got some stuff that's been sold out. Actually, they've got a number of putters that are totally sold out. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, scroll this. Show this to us, Jack. Look at this thing.
Crispy.
And Jack, go up to the limited release. Click over there in the menu, over there at the top left on your screen. Click on the limited release.
Look at this site.
Show the good people. Look at that divot. Look at at the top left, the divot tool, the sold out divot tool. Look at that. And look at the batch number 4 Salt Lake, the El Reno. I mean, look at this. This is craftsmanship, baby.
I love in the product photos, he's showing the shavings of the actual. It's showing you, hey, I'm building these things right here. I'm building them right now. These are handcrafted pieces of art that you're gonna break records with. Hopefully you're gonna.
Gang. That's what it makes me think. Gang. Yeah, I think it's smart the way he's doing these product photos, setting it right there where they're tooling the thing and honing it.
Yeah.
Craftsmanship.
We got to get Colin Landforce's opinion on this. He's gonna be coming on the show later. We got to get his opinion on this.
Is he coming on?
Coming on.
I want him to come on.
He's coming on.
We should bring this up because I think this is awesome.
That's his wheelhouse right there.
That's his wheelhouse, baby. Let's go, Jared. We look forward to having you on the show. Go and buy your new putter from Hannah Golf, made right here in Iowa. Well, I'm in Texas. But anyway, you get the point. Reindustrialize America. Next story, Dita Ski 2026 is happening. And Bar captured a great video of David from Beekman pouring champagne for everybody on the private jet. Remember when Bar came on here? Came on and talked about the private jet. Okay, David is doling out the champagne, and this thing is happening. 33 brands touching down in Aspen, invite only, ski and networking. It's basically the unconference that Bar has always wanted to happen. Everybody spending time together, real talk conversations, etc. And there's just a little bit of swag. There's just a little bit of swag to be had. You got this one, Jack? There's a great video of all the boxes of swag. Can you play this, Jack? Play this for us if you can. We don't need the volume,
this
really.
Looks like a garage sale, but really.
Oh, yeah, show us the volume, actually.
Bags, starting with carved designs, and then we've got a bunch of skincare stuff from Kitsch and Beekman 1802 and Laura Geller. We got Banjo and Meg helping out. Some GLD hooked it up with some really cool jewelry. Tushy, I'm excited to try this. Afternoon dip. I think it's like a.
That's the one he's pumped about.
A bunch of different bags for daytime. A bunch of different snacks. IQ bar. And honestly, I don't know who sent us these. So if you sent us these, thank you.
Oh my gosh,
David. Bunch of different type of hydration.
Just a few.
Here.
Okay, all right. You can stop it. You can turn our volume off there. Good Wives. I mean, they got swag.
Chris, how much do you think every single one of these swag bags was value wise?
Oh gosh, I mean,
do you know the dollar amount?
No. Do you?
Yeah, I do.
What's the dollar amount?
$800 swag bags for every single person.
Seriously, wow.
800 buckaroos.
My.
That's how you do it.
It pays to be in tight with our good friend Bar. And
there you go.
You know, it would be cool. It would be cool if there was a little, you know, some kind of live streaming element that we could get our eyes on. But you know, hey, I get it. It's the unconference, and way to go, Bar. I look forward to hearing how this thing went.
Yeah.
You know, we should catch up with him because he's
Yeah.
he's full time on Boostcoos now. I'd love
Amazing.
to get the afterglow of D to Ski, see how that's going. Anyway, good on Bar. Bring us back together here, Jack. Next story is coming to us about the Malbon. Well, it's really a question. And this is a tweet from you. This is a tweet from you.
Filthy.
It is a tweet from
goodness.
you. Okay. Unbelievable drip related
Unbelievable drip.
to the Malbon Masters apparel that has been making its way across the interwebs. For those who cannot see or have not seen it yet, basically it's like cool birds. They got birds everywhere.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, they got a jacket, they got the polo. I think they got pants. You know, I mean, they got everything. It's big bird prints. Okay.
Yeah.
And it is cool. It is. It looks
Yeah.
great. I just want to insert a question though. Is it unbelievable drip? I mean, is it drippy?
Drip. It's drip. You pull up to dinner with your significant other in one of these bad boys? Are you kidding me? That's absolute drip. You guys go out to Capitol Grill on a nice little Friday night. Guess what I'm gonna be pulling up in? Georgia Bird swag.
Let's go, Georgia Bird swag.
Because you know who else is gonna have that in that restaurant?
Who?
0 people.
0 people.
It's unbelievable swag. Okay, it's just me and J Day walking around with
yeah.
Georgia swag, Georgia
It's
Bird swag.
You and Jason Day. Dripping with it. Here's what I would say. In the context of the Masters, you know, like I'm out on the golf course.
Sure.
Give me the birds. Give me the
Sure.
birds. You know. But my question is like, do I want to wear big printed birds all over myself when I am not? When I am not in Augusta or at the golf course? That's just what I'm bringing up. I'm just bringing it up as a question, really.
Oh my gosh, it's for every single life event. Birth of my first child, bird shirt. First dance recital, bird shirt. Driver's license, bird shirt.
Okay, all right.
The list goes on and on. I mean,
All
it can
right.
just be a staple piece in your closet. It's just incredible.
And no shade, because I agree. It looks great. It's obviously hitting. Okay, Augusta week, Masters week, out there in the moment. They've got the pop-up house. People can come and shop and eat and drink for free. You know, all the things. Obviously, it's hitting. Just wanted to bring it up, you know. I mean, outside of the golf context, do I want the birds? And your take is yes, I want the birds.
Tell me the other clothing lines that are being talked about at the Masters right now. Let me know.
Zero. I mean, the only other one that I've seen is the late 9 because Rory did the flip. Oh, what is that? Oh, what is that there? And you know, I'll be honest, just as a uninvolved viewer, I'm scrolling the timeline. To me, Malbon sticks out. I remember it. And the late 9, all I remember is Rory. I mean, I remember Rory.
Exactly.
I don't really remember like the collection itself,
Exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
I do remember the birds though. I do.
Exactly. It's very Chubby's-esque. It's Chubby's-esque golf.
I
love it.
I'll take it. Next, Goods Grocery is shutting down. Do you remember this, Colin? You remember when we covered this? I mean, it's such an innovative, cool idea. Xavier Armand, and I don't know what Xavier does. He's the CEO at Van, which recently got acquired. Oh, actually, wasn't he working on this? I don't know if he was working on it or not. But Xavier put out this tweet letting us know that Goods is shutting down. This is shutting down. And it
Not good.
encapsulates the blind spot of technologists and PE. Okay, I would guess he wasn't working on this one. The enjoyment of the activity, the indirect serendipity of life. Very great vocabulary choices here. Indirect serendipity of life and the agency of choice. This guy he's a good writer, man. The agency of choice are all missing from this idea. The grocery store is one of the last places where we still all go. Yes, the HNW tech bros, I don't know what HNW stands for here, will claim they do pick up and avoid this. They also can't cook, is what he says. It's a place where teens get their first jobs, where you can interact with deli guy. You can select from what's fresh and looks good. You develop your own preferences. Do you like your bananas green or ripe? If you optimize every part of your life for more time, what do you want to spend that time on? Twitter? Shopping for the food that you serve to you and your family seems a great use of time and benefits the community. I think he makes some very eloquent points here. I think he makes some great eloquent points that I certainly did not think about
Sure.
when the idea was first proposed. But I will say, you know, I've got 4 little ones. I love taking my kids to the grocery store. I do. And they love going. You know, they may not like it once they're like, I don't know, 13 or 14, but they do like going now. And there is a bit of romanticism around just going there and walking around. And we don't know exactly what we're going to get. Of course, I got the list that Mama gave me, but we don't know exactly what we're going to get. We could find, we don't know. I don't know. The agency of choice, the serendipity of life. The enjoyment of the activity. I do think there's something about this, and perhaps that played into why this sadly didn't work. Which I loved the branding. I love the idea. I wish it had worked for them, but perhaps there's foundation here. Your thoughts?
Yeah, me going to the grocery store is my 7th ring of hell, and so we're in completely opposite camps for that. I don't even want to go to the grocery store. I don't even want to smell a grocery store. Just don't even get me involved with it. It's terrible. But you never want to see businesses like this that are local to the community that have taken bets like this to shut down. This is not good to see. You don't want to see this at all, because this is the innovation that is trying to move progress forward in society. You don't want pushback like this. This is a great shot that they took, and it's a shame that this happened. I wish it worked out. I really do.
I'm very glad that they did it. I thought it was a great concept in the sense that what are they doing? What have they been doing? They are bringing together in one location where you can get all the groceries that you want from Trader Joe's, from Whole Foods, from HEB, bring it all together in one place. No extra fees added on top.
Yeah.
Like that's a real benefit. So I get the point. But maybe there is something for other parts of the human society, not yourself, but maybe there are some romanticism missed out on the agency of choice and the serendipity of life by going and visiting the place yourself. Andrew Ferris had an interesting comment here. Does anyone use Amazon Go? ? We used to go to a restaurant called Stacked that had decent food, but no waiters who took your order. Order was on an iPad. And we also had Fresh and Easy, a supermarket that was all self-check and very few employees. All of them in the smart Andrew Ferris thought here, all of them felt soulless and varying shades of dystopian. The fundamental mistake is the belief that the human interaction is a problem to be overcome. Now, I don't know if that was really the thesis, though, for goods, I'll say. I don't think that was like the thesis is like, I don't want to go. Maybe it was. I could be wrong. But I do agree with a lot of what Andrew is talking about here. And maybe it's just, maybe it's being almost 40. Maybe it's being, I know people thought I was coming up on my big 30, my big 30, but maybe it's being almost 40. I do. I kind of like going to the store. I kind of like going in there. The serendipity of life, the agency of choice, talking with people. I do actually like talking to the cashier. I do. I like talking to them, just kind of chatting them up, what's going on. And same when I go to Chili's. It's like, hey, let's talk to the waiter. What's going on? If I just order from the dink, 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 I don't like it. I don't like it. I want to talk to the person. I want to say, hey, what do you like? What should I get? What would you say? I like that.
get me a drone to drop off everything in my backyard, and I can go pick it up and have it leave the store, come to my backyard, drop it, say, hello, dropped off, and leave. That's my dream. That's my absolute dream.
I love that. I love that
Yeah.
about you. I love that about you. Okay, last post of the day. Last post of the day. I think this is important because we have covered a few things across this show that hint at craft as a fundamental, important value in life, about products, etc. This comes to us via, who is this guy that put this? Oh, this is Joe Pomp. Joe Pompliano tweeted this. He is not the creator of this work of art, but Rory McIlroy, I'm reading now, commissioned this pencil drawing after last year's Masters tournament. The artist Keegan Hall provided some context on Reddit, spent 6+ months working on it. Jeez. Wow. Estimates 600 to 800 plus total man hours. Worked on it 6 to 7 days each week. Used a Pentel graph gear mechanical pencil to create this. Okay. When you look at it, you would think that this is just like a really well done black and white digital photo that was captured at the moment. It is not. It is a pencil drawing. Hall says this piece was incredibly challenging because so much detail went into such a small area. For context, the original is smaller than 30 by 22, meaning it's smaller than like 2 feet by 3 feet. Okay. Each face in the crowd, which if you zoom in is in great detail, each face in the crowd is essentially a quarter of the size of a fingernail. This is the second piece that he has done. And man, when you zoom in on this thing and you start zooming in, like I'm doing it now, you start zooming in on these people's faces and you realize how tiny each one of them are. It's almost like hard to imagine that this is not a photograph. This is a pencil drawing. And I mean, how much do you think this thing cost? I mean, I would imagine a little bit, a few quarters, a little bit of change. How much do you think this thing cost?
I'd say it's at least 6 figures.
Gotta be.
I would say at least. Yeah. I mean, at minimum, this is a crazy, wealthy person individual purchase where I'm going to have a crazy moment in my life. I want to celebrate it and memorialize it. So I'm going to have a guy spend 800 hours making it with a pencil. And then when people come over, I can show them this thing and they're going to be like, oh, that's a great photo. I'm going to be like, how much time you got? Because that's not a photo. Let me tell you actually how this went down. Yeah. Took a guy 1,000 hours.
and it makes sense because he had such a storied struggle with actually accomplishing this and winning, winning last year's Masters. I mean, it was several years. It was like his white whale. People wondered, like, is Rory going to be able to win the Masters? And just time and time again, it never happened. And he finally did it. And I wanted to bring this out because number one, it's cool. But number two, I think increasingly in our AI dominated existence, where there is effort, where there's pain, where there's investment, when there's cost, like what did it cost a human to produce this? And there's an undergirding foundation of effort and craft. Then what happens is that the market, buyers, people, the value to them is so increasingly more than just like, I put this in Nano Banana and look, it's cool. I mean, it's so much more. Rachel Carton has talked about this in terms of content. I think this is an example of content that's a little different than social media, but it's an example in that same vein of effort, craft, and probably Rory, I would imagine, lopped off maybe multiple 6 figures for this guy for the creation of this. And it's awe inspiring. There's a bit of awe around it. There's real aura when you look at it. And I think there's something to take away there for everyone in our space when it comes to content, when it comes to product creation, and when it comes to communicating a message that genuinely resonates with listeners and viewers. Craft, energy, effort, pain, time, all of that, it resonates. It resonates with people that see it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have the patience to do it. I won't have the patience to do a pencil with 800 hours. But yeah, I'm glad somebody else did. I'm not that guy.
I'm glad they did. It is truly a masterpiece worthy of celebrating his master's win. I mean, it is. I want to show my wife. I think that she will really dig this. She will. Well, many thanks to George, CMO of Cozy Earth, for joining us. Incredible what they are doing on the content side. Many thanks to Shannon Jean, reseller mastermind, just opening, I think, for all of us, especially that live in the D2C Shopify largely ecosystem, just opening a vein for us, like what's happening on the reseller side and what's possible, enabling entrepreneurship, et cetera. Many thanks to Jordan West for coming on and giving us the update on everything that is happening and possible in this new era of social commerce. Many thanks to Seguno, Postscript, and Incense for making this show possible. And many thanks to you for watching and listening. We're going to be here tomorrow. We got a jam-packed week with more guests coming. Anything you want to say, parting shots, Colin, before we get out of here?
Rock and roll, folks. Lock in.
Lock in. Rock and roll. Thanks for joining us. We will see you on the other side.